So bike racks are a pet peeve of mine. We've ridden down to Jack in the Box, and they've got this style of bike rack, which I've never actually had to use one of these before. But you can either stick your front or your rear wheel in, but neither one of them allows you to lock your frame if you're using a U-lock. And Chuan can't even fit her tires in the rack, so she's had to park next to it. This is not a good design. So now I'm wondering, what is the best design for a bike rack? Also, if you put your back wheels in here, in case of my bike, I've got enough room to push it in that much further, but if I did, I'd rack my spoke, or my gears there. So, you know how kids are, right? When they're little, they make little babbly noises and things, and then they start talking, and that's, you know, basically horrible. But after they do that, then they start actually talking. And then, sometime after that, they start getting ideas.
Hey!
And then, when there's two of them, they start getting ideas that involve, I don't want my idea to be the other one's idea. And so we reached a point at somewhere along the line where whenever we wanted to go somewhere to eat, we would tell them where we were going, and we'd say, we want to go to restaurant A. And one of them would always go, oh yay! Whichever one thought of it first. And the other one would go, like that. And it's amazing how maddeningly sickening you get of that very, very quickly. And so we implemented a strict no-tell policy. We go to restaurants, we don't tell the kids where we're going, we just tell them we're going to a restaurant named Milton, and someday I'm gonna find a restaurant named Milton and I'm gonna take them to that restaurant. I don't even care if it's French food, it's just we're gonna do that. Which I assume a French restaurant would be named Milton, or Le Chateau Milton. However, you know, as they get older, we start to give them choices. Sometimes you give them the option to stay at home. So this policy has been getting a little more difficult to implement. So now I just lock them in the car like this and say, we're going to Chino Bandito.
Yay!
One of the rare cases where I think they've staged this so that they would both go yay just to make it appear like they both wanted to go.
And today. Really? That's all I'm thinking about. Cookies.
Well, you got a donut you haven't eaten yet, have you?
I ate it.
No, okay. So that's where we're going.
Today at lunch.
That's where we're going. And it looks like this particular one is going to be a hit. So, more later.
So is this a panorama? Please don't say it's a We've been moving so much.
A bit of a gripe and an apology to you today. You may or may not have seen a couple of duplicated Tedium Unlimiteds come through your feed this weekend, and I apologize about that. I'm going to gripe about that, but here's what happened. They got posted to my main channel, that's Lone Locust Productions. If you didn't know that, I have multiple channels. One of them is Lone Locust Productions, and that's where I put my reviews and mostly sort of creative work and cooking programs and whatnot. And then this channel I keep entirely separate for the Tedium Unlimiteds, and they got posted to the wrong channel, and I didn't realize it because I see all my feeds come back. So I get a notification that says, oh, you know, your Tedium Unlimited episode was posted, and I check it out, and then I didn't realize it was in the wrong channel, and I'm sorry. So if you didn't see them, they're up there now, and you would have gotten notification. And if you did see them and you saw them again, because you already subscribed also to my Lone Locust Productions channel, sorry about that. That's basically what it is. Here's what happened. I was having some trouble with my Google account, and this had to do with my cable modem going out, which I may not have told you about. But basically, after the big storm, I started having a lot of dropouts on my internet. It would be working fine, and then it would go slower and slower and slower, and then it would finally go offline. And so what was happening is I would be uploading these things, and they were failing. And eventually Google signed me out. So I had to re-log in all my connections. And so here's what happens. Many programs out there have the ability to upload directly to YouTube. So video editing, for example, you produce a video and you tell it, share it straight to YouTube, and you've put in your YouTube credentials. Now, most of these programs can only handle one YouTube account, and Google came along in their typical way. It's just like the way they screwed up mail by not making it truly compliant with mail standards. They've made these channels, which is great if you want to keep your content separated, but they're all controlled by the same account. And so your programs typically only allow you to log in, and then they go wherever your default upload for the account is. Now, whether or not they thought of it at the same time or whether they came up with it later, Google came up with a way to beat that. They issue you a faux email address and account for each channel. So if you have a program like that, you can go in and you can sign in with this faux email address and a password, and then when you upload, the default goes to that channel. Now, I had all that set up, but apparently when I had to sign out, or when I got signed out of Google, somehow all that got snorked up again. And so my automatic uploads that had been working flawlessly suddenly went to the wrong channel. That's just my complaint. And I don't know, it could be Final Cut Pro's problem. Final Cut Pro allows you to put in multiple YouTube accounts. So you put in multiple YouTube accounts, one for each email address, and I was definitely using the right one, but it was going to the wrong place, and I'm not sure where the fault lies. My guess is Google, but hey, why not? It's just a sort of kludgy way to get the job done. Chuan has been asking for yakiniku, which is a Japanese grilled meat, similar to what we had in Taiwan. Unfortunately, there are no actual proper yakiniku places in Phoenix. None. Absolutely none. There are places that call themselves yakiniku places, but they are not. They're either a variation where it's cooked in the back and they send it out and here you go, here's your yakiniku, which it's one of those cooked at the place, or it's Korean barbecue masquerading as yakiniku. Now, they aren't quite the same, but they are similar. Although Korean barbecue is, well, Korean, similar, different spices, different marinades. We are going to take Chuan out to Takamatsu, which is a Korean place tonight, and we are going to grill ourselves some meat at the table. Sounds like fun. Anyway, I think that's going to be the sum total of my weekend, because then the weekend will be over, and it's much too short.
Because there's a very distinct change of when it's not cooked to when it is cooked, so it's easier to tell.
Everything okay? Anything?
I think all good.
Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.